Yep. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. This is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. Today, we are on Huobi Global live stream, and I have a super special guest to present to you today. This gentleman is the CMO of PlatoFarm, just recently got listed on Huobi Global. I'm really excited to chat with this gentleman and ask him some questions about the project. Without any further ado, Mr. Dan Magic, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, Brad. Hey, Infinite Crypto. Hey, Huobi. Thanks so much for having me here today. Really appreciate it.
Man, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, great.
Having a good weekend?
So far, so good. Beautiful Sunday morning. So, we obviously listed on Huobi on, I think, Friday or 3 days ago. Friday. So, yeah, we're glad. Been a great weekend for us, I think.
Awesome, fantastic. So, just to give our viewers a little bit of background, what exactly is PlatoFarm?
Yeah, thanks, Brad. So, PlatoFarm really is a metaverse farming game. So, what that essentially means is, it's actually the word PlatoFarm, or the name of the game, actually came from the philosopher Plato, who, in his book called The Republic, designed this world of a utopia, where players, he wanted to recreate this utopia of the real world, where essentially players are, or people are given the reward proportionate to what they actually, the production value that they put in. And that's what we've recreated in PlatoFarm. We've recreated that, but in a gaming world. We wanted to recreate the development of society according to Plato's utopia. So what this means is that players that join the game get a piece of farmland. They then actually have to start paying for seeds within the game and planting these seeds on their farmland and actually harvesting the seeds. Through these seeds being harvested, they actually grow assets such as crops or carrots or wheat or whatever the case may be, and go sell these on the open market and start generating an income for themselves. Through generating an income for themselves, they can actually start purchasing more productive assets such as cows or chickens or sheds. And slowly but surely, these players are able to develop their farms into bigger and bigger farms. They're able to join alliances with other players within the game and actually create big cities or metropolises within the game. And we're actually modeling this all the way from the historic society of farmland into the future, which is cities. And that's what we're looking to create with this metaverse game.
Awesome.
And I briefly touched on it, but it's a play to earn game, obviously.
Right.
Players do join the game for free and complete a variety of tasks to actually get going, and thereafter they become play to earn.
Awesome. I love the sound of that. So many games these days can cost anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s just to get started. And if you're really looking to, help a community, help people to, make some extra money and to, better their lives, it's great that they can get started, for free or very close to it. So That's awesome. Now I noticed, one of the things that you talked about, or, even in the thumbnail, it mentioned in an AMA that you did recently, why PlatoFarm was a sustainable, ecology. So do you want to touch on that a little bit, of the sustainability and how you guys have planned for the longevity of the game?
So we have some very interesting tokenomics to look at here, which have been developed by our players, which actually differentiate us from quite a lot of our competitors. So I'm just going to share my screen for a quick moment here. Just give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so if we just look here, what our economic model looks like, and this just helps with the, as you mentioned, the longevity of exactly what we of how we want to move this game going forward. Essentially, there's two types of tokens within the game. There's what's called the Mark token, and there's what's called the Plato token. Now, Plato token is what was listed on Huobi on Friday, but specifically here we'll be going a lot more into the Mark token. So the way that the game works is there's 1 billion Mark released every single day. However, this is released on the hour. and it actually works on an exchange rate with what's called G-mark. So if there's more players earning profits within the game, that billion mark gets divided by more players into less G-mark per players. Or if there's less players in the game, for example, say there were only 10 players, they could earn up to like 100 million G-mark each. Then this G-mark is converted into mark token. So there's an exchange rate, and that exchange rate changes every single hour, which is quite a unique mechanism within the game. Secondly, the G-mark token is when the players purchase NFTs with the mark token. However, there's also when they sell these NFTs back, there's a 25% tax or 25% transaction fee, which gets allocated to the DAO governance, which essentially gets burned out of the gameplay. So that sort of creates a deflationary cycle. This is what I mentioned to you earlier, that there's a billion mark every day, which is about 40 million mark per hour, and 80 million in the last hour of the game. When the hourly mark is used up, and players can actually go and read this for themselves, participants cannot use the transfer service within this hour. So this is what kind of keeps this exchange rate going. And yeah, that's it to a large degree. So there's two mechanisms in place. So it's firstly the transaction tax, which gets taken, which is 25%. And secondly is this adjusted ratio of mark to G mark, which continually adjusts throughout the game. And that's what keeps a deflationary cycle. And I know I haven't actually got into yet what the mark token purchases and what the Plato token purchases. So we can get into that too, if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a great place to go to next.
Yeah. So essentially the mark token, as mentioned here, is used to buy farm tools, paint, wood, etc., and livestock. And then, as mentioned, 25% of that gets burned. Whereas on the other side, the Plato token, which is almost seen as it's the more valuable token within the game, and that's what players' reputation depends on. So whereas the mark token is used to purchase these more, it's used for the basic currency within the game in terms of buying and selling. It's the Plato token which allows players to actually level up and start getting these more productive assets. And as you can see, here's the price of these productive assets within the game in terms of Plato token. And once players start purchasing this, they can actually start leveling up at a more rapid rate.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody builds up their mark token, are they able to transition the mark into the Plato, or do they have to sell the mark token on an exchange and then go buy Plato tokens? How does that work?
Yeah. So the two are kept very separately. So the Plato token will have to get bought through our in-game wallet, which is, it all happens in-game. So it's load up USDT and purchase some Plato tokens within the game. Then through that they start acquiring this Plato token. Now the way that we look at this is the Plato token is almost seen as a fixed asset. You purchase just like you would purchase, for example, a house, and that house maintains itself. For example, the cow shed or the pig house. Whereas the mark token on the other side is almost seen as consumables which get used up. For example, you may purchase a shovel, but this shovel gets used up. It will maybe have 2 or 3 uses in it, the shovel. And that's another mechanism which looks at creating a deflationary environment. So there's not too much mark token being accumulated in the open market. It's like you can sell the shovel, but most likely you'll also need to use up some shovels, for example. Yeah. So no, the two tokens are kept very separately and have very separate uses.
Awesome. Is the game all ready to go? Are people playing it today? Is it still in its beta? What is like if somebody wanted to go jump on and start playing the game, how do they get there?
Yeah, so thanks. That's a good question. So the game has gone through a number of iterations. I think we launched our alpha version in around September last year, and this is on the Apple iOS store as well as the Android store, and users can find the download links for that through PlatoFarm.game, which is our website. So we went from the alpha version, we had a gamma version, a beta and a gamma. And yeah, currently I think we're in V1 of the game. which is available on iOS and Android still. And yeah, we've got a very thriving community. I think we've got, once again, on our website, platofarm.game, you can see our on-chain statistics. So I think we've got about 12,000 daily active users at the moment. You can see our on-chain NFT statistics. I think we've had, on a number of different days, we've had the most number of transactions on Hecko chain out of all games or all protocols on the Hecko chain. So we're quite proud of that achievement. We've had that a number of times. So yeah, so it's live. Players can play. We've got a thriving community. The community is always asking for when the next update is, which we're expecting on the 10th of May, there or thereabout, to be V2 of the game. And yeah, it's been going very well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Hecko chain, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit. I've been hearing more and more about Hecko chain, and so it's just, you want to tell the folks, the viewers that maybe haven't heard of Hecko chain or don't know exactly what it is, a little bit more about it and why you chose to launch the game on the Hecko chain.
Of course. So Hecko chain it's a fast, cheap scaling solution, essentially. That's a fast protocol. Now, obviously, we have a lot of NFTs within the game, and we needed just a quick protocol to launch this on. So that was our first reason. Now, secondly, Huobi and Hecko are the same, very much interrelated, and Huobi's been helping us with this game from the beginning. So Huobi's just been an early partner with us, and we felt right to launch it on their chain and actually bring users over onto their chain. We've seen a number of users move over from different blockchains onto the Hecko chain just for the PlatoFarm game, which has also been interesting. So it's almost like a symbiotic relationship. Huobi's helped us to launch, to attract amazing partners, to attract amazing strong community, and we're helping them to bring users over onto the Hecko chain. It's also on the OEC chain, which is another blockchain which users may know about. And obviously we're hoping for the game to be multi-chain in the future, but we almost look at Hecko chain as our home chain for now, just as like a base to expand off.
Awesome. And one of the things that we all know is so important when it comes to cryptocurrencies and comes to these, metaverses and play to earn games is community, which you mentioned earlier, and, so important. And you guys have an amazing community from what I've seen so far, being able to get into, the Discord. You guys have a Discord group. Do you have a link to that handy by any chance?
Yeah, we do. So we've got all our links handy. We've got a very thriving community. I think we've got like over 70,000 people on Twitter, over 100,000 on Telegram or so. I can check our Discord numbers for you, but awesome. Yeah, we've got a good 150,000 very strong community members who are always, like, as mentioned, always waiting for the new upgrade, very engaged with each other, always looking to help the community. And I think that's the big thing within the game is we actually want to facilitate these alliances amongst players. We want players to join their farms together, to develop the future of the game together. So happy to share those links. Would you like me to send them to you now or after the...
Yeah, after the show is great, folks. So for those of you that are viewing live and those of you that watch this video later, it's probably one of the number one things that you can do is go get involved in the community. Whenever we do a video like this, there's a lot of questions that are left unanswered because we can only go through so much. But if you get involved in the community, from what I've seen, they're super helpful. You can get in there, you can ask your questions. If you're having any technical issues, somebody will help you. And, for getting started, I actually haven't been able to go create an account and play the game yet. I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you knew it or not, Dan, but I broke my leg a few days ago. So I haven't. I've been kind of nursing that along. I'm not in my normal studio. I'm kind of downstairs right now because I don't want to be going upstairs with it. So I haven't had an opportunity to actually get in and play the game. But I wanted to kind of go back to that. So if somebody was watching this and thinks, "Hey, man, I'd like to go get an account started, create, and start playing this game," what is the website that they go to? Is there anything that they have to download, or is it just a simple website and they create an account?
Yeah, thanks. So Brad, yeah, actually the amazing thing about the game is you don't need your legs to play the game because it's all online. So in order to play the game, yeah, check out our website, platofarm.game. And all the links can be found there. It's the iOS download link, the Android link is there. Also, I think a question which is often asked is what differentiates us from our competitors? What differentiates us from some of the other metaverse farming games specifically? And I think that which leads me into how easy it is to actually play our game. We've got essentially three main differentiators that I would look at. Essentially, it's the tech, it's the community and the partnerships, and it's our UI UX. So in terms of the tech, so easy to play. It's download the game. We have a wallet incorporated in our game. So what that means, it's load up your USDT within your in-game wallet. No need to connect to a third-party wallet, and then just start trading. You can buy your seeds or your crops directly within the game. The swap systems within the game. There's a mining system within the game. Everything's within the game. No need to connect to third-party sites. So that makes it just very, very easy to onboard. Just download and play. I think the second main differentiator is our partners and our marketing channels and our community, where we've just had very strong partners the whole way through, all the way from our early stages when we were raising funds to develop the game, all the way through until listing on Friday. We launched with a public sale on TokenSoft. We've been supported by obviously Huobi Ventures, OKX Block Dreams, OP Crypto, and a number of very, very strong investors and partners. And these partners have helped to push on our game, to grow our community, to develop in the resources. So that's our next big differentiator. And then lastly, it's just our simple UX UI. We've seen people like I've seen my younger brother who's 10 years old download the game and actually just start playing it immediately. And within a few hours, he's just hooked because it's just so simple. So I'd say that's really what keeps us separate from a lot of our competitors.
That's awesome, man. That's so powerful. I've got a 15-year-old son, and I'm excited to see his enthusiasm involved around the crypto market. You know, he loves to play video games. And so being able to incorporate something that these younger folks love to do, and then to help them make money doing it, is amazing. And I think it's one of the reasons why, it's just a tidal wave of, adoption, that is coming. So you want to touch on that just a little bit? There's a lot of people that are fairly new to the metaverse and just to the whole idea of this in the first place. Can you just tell us a little bit about why you're so excited about the metaverse and what the potential that you see for it over the next 5, 10, 15 years?
Of course. So yeah, I think it's without a doubt the future. If we just look at the advancing rate of where things are going and you just project that forward. We look, I don't know, when did the iPhone came out as the first smartphone came out? Only like 14 years ago, and now our phones are essentially an extension of ourselves. It's like we're pretty much connected to it. It's always in our hand, and it's like it's an extension of your brain. And slowly but surely, these things are going to just get more and more incorporated within us. So it's like now we look at the progressions that they're making with AR and VR, as well as the connections that some big companies are making to the human brain. And it's just like we're getting more and more synced into computers. So many people are just with their screens the whole time. We look at the increase in gaming communities, the increase in just chat communities such as Discord on its own, and how people and their screens or their computers are almost one and the same. And I think that merge is coming closer and closer. But now, if you take that a step further and you say, well, what about like economic incentives? Like, how does that work within? Like, we've only seen the beginning of play to earn games, but in the future, it's like people will actually be able to start earning a large percentage of their income from online services, which we're already seeing. And I think over time, if we look at the next 15 years, so the iPhone came out 15 years ago, where's the next 15 years going to take us? I think we're on the advancing exponential, the accelerating exponential curve at this point. So So what that means for me, what I think that means is we're just going to start living within our computers now. That for those who don't know what the metaverse is, it's all, we will own assets within the metaverse. We'll be able to choose our clothes, choose our outfits. We'll be able to make friends in the metaverse, have jobs in the metaverse. And the metaverse, meta actually just means to transcend. So metaverse is like transcending the universe into a new realm. And I think there's going to be a variety of different metaverses. PlatoFarm is going to be definitely one of them. But there's going to be a variety of other ones. And maybe at some point we'll start seeing a lot of interoperability between metaverses. Maybe there'll be a point where you can sell your some of your farmland or some of your assets from PlatoFarm into a new metaverse, such as Roblox or Decentraland. So yeah, I think very exciting things to come in the metaverse. Where it's going to go exactly, I think, is hard to predict. But right now, there's a lot of people experimenting, and I think some of the experiments are going to break through the boundaries of the frontiers of where we're at, and some are going to fail. So I think it's just very exciting. I think it's just important that people keep an open mind and people are open to the experiments. And on the other side, that companies or DAOs such as PlatoFarm keep pushing the frontiers and keep experimenting.
Awesome, man. What an amazing perspective. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you imagine your 10-year-old brother never needing to have a job because he started playing PlatoFarm, and by the time he's an adult, he's multi-millionaire? It's unbelievable, you know, what can happen with these metaverses and with, you know, just with the cryptocurrency and blockchain, you know, in a whole. So, man, I really appreciate our time together. It was great. Yeah. You know, getting an opportunity to share this with the community. You know, for people that are out there watching, make sure you go to platofarm.game. platofarm.game to check out the game and play it. And folks, definitely go check out Huobi Global. You know, the Huobi Global exchange is one of the top exchanges, if not the #1 exchange in the world. They've been backing this game since the very beginning. We appreciate them. I love being on the Huobi live stream like we are this morning. I want to thank them so much for having us. And, you know, before we go enjoy our Sunday morning coffee and enjoy the rest of the day, is there anything else that you would like to touch on? Anything that I forgot to ask you about that's important that you would like to maybe share with the viewers?
Yeah, well, thanks again for having me here, Brad. I think, as you mentioned, check out Huobi.com. The Plato token is listed currently. And yeah, we're excited about the prospects of the game. The team's been amazing. I've been part of the team for quite a long period of time now. And for me, that's been one of the strongest things is actually working with the team, seeing how dedicated they are to this project. It's been really a great experience. So thank you, and thank you to our community that's watching this and that's supported us throughout our journey. It's been, as you can imagine, a very interesting journey. Some ups, some downs, but PlatoFarm we're a thriving community. We support each other, and that's what we look to do going forward.
Awesome, man. Well, I definitely am going to go get it, go to platofarm.game and get an account created and start playing it myself. And I look forward the next time we get together, I'll be able to pull up my farm and show you the progress that I've made.
Cool. I look forward to that, Brad. Add me as a friend on the game. I'll send you my details.
Yeah. How do you do that? I love the social aspect of that. Yeah. How do you add people as friends on the game?
So that's all within the game system. Super easy. You'll find it. I have no doubt. Yeah.
Awesome, man. I look forward to it. All right, folks. Well, with that, I will let everybody go enjoy the rest of their day. Thank you all so much for being here. Once again, thank you, Huobi Live, for having us. And with that, God bless, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
See you. Bye.